It's Everest. It's about perfection. It is it. That's what it's about for endurance racing.
For 8 years, Patrick Dempsey has been pursuing a dream to build a race team that could not only compete on the circuits of America, but ultimately make it to the most famous road race in the world.
Le Mans is the race.
It is the granddaddy of sports car racing.
It's a spectacle like no other.
That's an amazing event.
For 9 decades, racers have been captivated by the 24 hours of Le Mans. Hollywood icons Paul Newman and Steve McQueen each fell under its spell.
It's been consistently one of the great races of the world.
Le Mans is absolutely the most mentally exhausting.
It's a hell of a challenge, absolutely. The risk everywhere is higher. The consequence of everything is higher.
Now, after months of setbacks, Patrick Dempsey and his team are about to face endurance racing's biggest test.
Le Mans, it can be your worst nightmare, but it can also be the best days of your life.
I'll put everything I have there in every stint and just leave it there. And that's what Le Mans symbolizes. It's a reflection of how well do you show up in your own life. Rest? All good. We've done it. We're here. This is what we've been talking about. This is what we've been dreaming about. All the pain and agony from the LMP2 program, all the lessons learned paid off. This is so great to be a part of this event.
Patrick Dempsey and Joe Foster have finally made it to Le Mans. And now, in race week, their moment of truth is almost here.
Pat, left shoulder toward me.
With the addition of 2-time Le Mans winner Patrick Long to the driver lineup, a team of A-level German mechanics and engineers, and the powerful Porsche GT3 RSR, they're set to join the legacy of racing's greatest event.
J'accepte. Voilà, mesdames et messieurs, Patrick Dempsey nous rejoint.
The week begins with scrutineering, an intense examination of each of the cars that will race the 24 hours.
Definitely Le Mans is a grueling event logistically that began for us. It was a week in advance almost because of tech inspection and scrutineering. It's the first time that the fans can see the cars and the drivers and have some interaction with them. It's really quite a crush.
Crowd control is an immediate concern for the team, as the pressure of racing becomes blurred with the lure of celebrity.
Thank you. The attention that Patrick gets is very different in France. The crowds are bigger, the enthusiasm is greater. For Patrick, he's trying to focus on the race. The experience for him is just so different than everybody else because these people all think they know him, because he's been in their living room so many times that they think he's a friend. They just want to go greet a friend. Poor guy's having to hide in various places. We know we go to an event, he's got to pull up somewhere out of the public acclaim just because everyone is so excited that he's there.
People don't understand sometimes how hard it is just to walk 50 yards sometimes, because Patrick Dempsey will not say no to somebody wanting an autograph or whatever. It's hard just to move from place to place.
Over the 8 years they've been partners, Joe Foster has grown used to the attention Patrick generates at the track. But for new team member Patrick Long, himself a 9-time veteran of Le Mans and well used to the distractions of the week, this was new territory.
Patrick has a lot of fanfare and media attention, but there's an element that I didn't expect, and that is his willingness to make himself available over and above. So I needed to get myself up to speed with not only worrying about driving the race car and communicating with the engineers, but making sure that I understood where I needed to be in this media circus.
The media circus at Le Mans is not new, and it's not reserved for Patrick Dempsey. When Paul Newman raced here in 1972, he was overwhelmed by the distraction.
Paul loved racing like very few people. Was absolutely passionate about it. I remember talking to him about him going to Le Mans. You know, he went there to race, and I think it was obviously Le Mans, a dangerous place, a lot of pressure, and he just didn't get left in peace at all.
Paul Newman was so hounded when he was there. It was such a crazy experience with the media and dealing with all the hype and the crowds that just drove him crazy. He said he'd never return, never as a spectator, never as a driver. Went there and finished second. Paul Newman came that close to winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
He just wanted to be known as a race driver, and if people were coming after him as Paul Newman, the actor, I think he couldn't reconcile with why he was there at Le Mans. Since Patrick, from the very beginning, has been the public Patrick Dempsey actor who is also racing, I think Patrick Dempsey enjoys Le Mans more, but I also think that Le Mans enjoys him more.
The intensity of the fans and the size of the crowds, oh, it's incredible. It's lovely. It's wonderful. It's great. You know, the enthusiasm and the love from everybody. It's like you're in that presence, and that energy fuels you. But I always know in the back of my mind that's not real. Don't get too caught up in that. That's not real.
What's real at Le Mans is the race itself. And for 90 years, the best athletes in the racing world have measured themselves against it.
It's the jewel of the crown of whatever we do in sports car racing.
It's 13 kilometers in length, more than 8 miles. And there isn't any track anywhere else in the world that you can really compare to.
A slow corner there is a medium speed corner here. A medium speed corner there is a really fast corner here. And the really fast corners there, there's nothing like it.
You've worked your ass off for 3 or 4 days just to get the cars prepared for practice and qualifying, and then you do it all over again to get the cars ready for the race. By the time the race starts, and it starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's starting to get dark, around 8 or 9, you're thinking, boy, we've got 20 hours more to run.
The demands of Le Mans are part of its seduction, and as race week begins for the Dempsey crew, the time to step up has arrived.